What I'm about to tell you is the hardest thing that I have had to do since becoming mayor. And this is certainly not the way that I had planned to deliver this news. And it is not the way that I wanted Knox County employees to find this out. This week I decided to begin a temporary furlough for county employees as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. And this furlough will affect a yet to be determined number of employees in the fee office and every executive branch department. Furloughed employees will continue to receive healthcare benefits and other benefits from Knox County, in addition to up to $275 a week from the state of Tennessee and $600 from the federal government's CARES Act, for a total of up to $875 per week while unemployed. Employees will officially start what's technically classified as an 8-week furlough on May 9th, but will continue working and be paid through May 8th to give County Human Resources time to file unemployment paperwork on their behalf, though they will have to personally certify unemployment weekly online. It is our intent to bring everyone back to work, though furlough extensions do remain a possibility. And I want to reiterate that employees will still receive their health care benefits and unemployment compensation throughout this period. This is an extremely difficult decision because I know that we're talking about real people and their jobs and their livelihoods. Our government is like any other business, and just like the businesses and people we serve, we are experiencing significant loss in revenue because of the COVID-19 pandemic. None of this is fair, not to anyone, not to the people of Knox County, not to the people who work for Knox County, not to their families. I hate the terms COVID-19, social distancing, non-essential, essential, and all of it. They become part of our lexicon, and I hate it, and I am sorry. But I have to do what I believe is in the best interest of Knox County. I hope everyone understands that. So, do y'all have any questions?
Yeah, Mayor, this is really emotional. This is real life. I mean, you hate. I mean, what are you thinking at this point? I mean, this is the toughest decision.
Yeah, it's brutal. I talk a lot about unemployment statistics and the fact that 22.5 million Americans have lost their jobs over the past month, 325,000 in the state of Tennessee. And I talk about how every one of those numbers is a person with a story. And, many of the people that work here in Knox County, I know them personally. Many of them are friends of mine. I get to see them all the time. And, it's impacting my friends, not only here in the county, but also out there, my family members and everyone else. So it's very, very difficult for everyone, and it's one of those things that we all know that we're going to get through it, and we will get through it, but sometimes it feels like a gut punch when you have to deal with stuff like this.
And I can only imagine that, the future right now is so weary for a lot of people. I mean, what do you think that it says for the future if now you have local people looking at local government now having to make these substantial and huge decisions?
Well, I've been very concerned for a while that here in Knox County at least, the direct impact of COVID-19 is tragic. Okay, we see people getting sick, and in some cases we see loss of life. We're going to be dealing with all of this for a long time. The economic impact, and when I talk about economics, I'm not talking about these big numbers. I'm talking about people being able to make a living, pay their rent, their mortgage, put food on the table. It's going to be with us for a long time. So it's important, despite the fact that I'm not in the best moods right now. It is important for all of us to realize that we will have to come together as a community. We are going to get through this, and realize that we have neighbors that are hurting, and folks that have been impacted directly, and folks that have been impacted indirectly. And as a community, all of us together, it's going to be our jobs to pick ourselves up pick each other up, and when the time comes, to get back to work and to continue to make this the best place in the world to live, to work, and to raise a family.
Mayor, can you define fee offices?
Sure, that's like the Register of Deeds, the county clerk, the court clerks, just with the exception, I guess, of the sheriff, the other elected officials.
What will this mean for essential county services?
Well, they will still, of course, go on. We've already been on our contingency plan, and by the way, the non-essential thing, but I understand what you're saying. We've still been on our contingency plan of delivering those services, but some things have just been taken offline because we can't do those. But as far as essential services, we will still be providing those.
The number has yet to be determined, as you said, but is there a way that you are determining who is furloughed and who is not?
Sure, that's actually being done with the department heads as well as the other elected officials. They will come to us with a list of people, and we will go from there. And we will do so through my office as well, or within my office. But as far as the rest of the county, the decisions will actually be made by the department heads.
So it's not necessarily like a salary cutoff, but it's a...
No, it's just based upon, again, not the term essential, non-essential, I don't like that, but it's based upon the folks who are working and doing jobs currently that they have to do, as opposed to, in some cases, folks that just can't do their jobs anymore because of the circumstances.
The furloughs start on May 9th.
Yes.
But that's a couple weeks from now.
Yes.
Can you sort of explain the delay?
Sure, yeah. The reason for that is we have already talked to some folks within my office, and their furlough will start Monday. And the reason for that was to ensure that everything is going as we plan. We do not want people to miss a paycheck. So the folks within my office, we can, before we go to a wider scale, we can ensure that what is supposed to happen as far as their unemployment benefits, they're getting those. And this actually falls within the pay period. So they continue to work until May 8th, get the paycheck for that pay period, and then the unemployment benefits kick in.
Is there a certain figure that the county is trying to save by implementing these measures?
Not really. It's one of those situations where we can't sacrifice what we do with essential services, ensuring that we are still providing what we need to provide, while at the same time, we do have some folks that, again, just because of the nature of where we're at, they're not doing anything, as far as what we would consider essential services. So it's not really like we're saying we want to do this with so many people. Again, it's going to be up to the fee offices and the department heads to determine that.
So it's not even a ballpark figure or estimate?
Not really. Not really.
This may be a little bit rhetorical, but is this a large part due in part to the fact that the loss of tax revenue because of so many things being closed?
Well, we are concerned about that. And, again, as I said in my statement, any organization that relies on any sort of revenue, I think at this point, is in this situation. Our fiscal year is wrapping up here towards the end of June, and we will see an impact at the end of this year and then also rolling into next year. So anything that we can do to offset that revenue loss, we need to do. At the same time, because of the CARES Act and what the state is doing, we can do that and still, to the extent possible, ensure that our employees are getting taken care of as well. If you guys do you have any more questions? Sorry.
I was just wondering about the language that said the furloughs are technically classified as 8 weeks. Does that mean they end at the end of June?
Yes, it's an 8-week furlough. We do have the right to call people back at any time. So if the situation changes and all of a sudden we get really busy and need to get people back in, we can do that. So if you guys have any other questions, you can call my office and Mike Danilla, and he can direct you to where you get those answered. Thank you all so much. I Appreciate it. Thanks.